All right, welcome to another episode of A Big Girl's Guide, the podcast. I'm your host, Jen PK. I did remember to say it this time. I am joined by the very funny Cathy Zhao. She is
Hello.
hi, Cathy. She's a comedian from the Bay Area, and I met her when we did a comedy class online because of pandemicness. And so it was interesting. So I was thinking I was going to meet her in person uh, at some point, but then we didn't. But that's okay. Maybe one day because I want to go to California. I've
Yes.
never been. I hate Texas. So
No, I want to go to Texas. Don't
you
do
do
that.
just visit. Don't stay.
You
Uh,
never know. Maybe I can find a husband here, like in Texas.
okay, are you on the lookout for a man?
Definitely my mom. Like I'm dating for my mom. Yeah, she wants me to have a husband. That's very important to her.
Okay, what are her criteria for this man?
Oh, like she told me I should date Elon Musk. And Elon is living in Texas right now.
He a little
So I
different.
have to
I
go.
don't know if he's your flavor. Is that is he your type?
No, not at all. Like
Okay.
it's nothing to me. It's
His
something
money
to
is
my
my type.
mom. Yeah.
No, 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 no. He's not. I'm very superficial. He's not cute to me, but his money is cute to me, and I would be his friend. He probably won't want to be my friend if he ever hears this, but it's okay. Um, so you're in tech too, so you have that in common with Elon Musk. So that'll give y'all something to talk about. What do you do in tech?
I'm a marketing manager,
Oh,
which
exciting.
means I take care of the marketing side. Actually, our company is right next to Tesla.
Oh,
So yeah, that's
okay,
something in
Elon.
common with Elon.
She's right there, and she's down to clown. No, I'm just kidding. Her mom wants you there. Mommy already approves. That's half the battle right there. That's so fun. Is your mom here in the US? She in
No, my
California?
mom. Yeah, both my parents are living in China right now.
How exciting.
Mhm.
Do you get to go?
I want to go back, but there's this quarantine policy, like 21 days. It's too long for me. I don't have enough, days off from my work.
Yeah.
So they probably will visit me next year. They've been wanting to visit me for a long time just because of the quarantine that it's hard to visit, your family.
Hmm. There's a lot of good Asian culture in your area, right? So like they'll feel like good at home. And there's
Yeah.
and I mean that's just based on
My
TV.
landlady
I've never
is
been
Asian. My landlady
there.
is
Okay.
Asian.
Aren't there some good like Asian markets? I have a friend out there in the vicinity and she tells me about different things. I
Yeah,
don't
because
know.
currently I'm living in San Francisco. It's like 50% of the population are Asian. So it's
Okay.
it sounds weird, right?
No, it sounds good. I enjoy all the different Asian cultures. I always feel and sound very ignorant when I talk about it to people because like the lady who's been this is gonna sound so horrible, but the lady who does my nails, she's Vietnamese. She's really cool. And so when we go talk to her, like my son likes to learn different languages, so she'll tell us about different things about her culture and what they do, and she'll talk to us about give us a few words to learn, and he might pay her to be his tutor one day and stuff. And then my son takes private Japanese classes. There's all things that don't have anything to do with each other. I know this. I'm not that stupid. I don't want to, because I know as an Asian American, you probably get that kind of thing a lot. Like, oh my God, you're Chinese? I love anime. you know, I love Pokemon. You probably get stuff like that. Do you get that kind of stuff a lot, or did you at some point in time? Maybe people are used to you now.
My best like a white friend, a girl from Oklahoma, she once asked me, "Oh my gosh, you're from China. You must like sushi."
Oh
It's like,
no.
that's Japanese. I like sushi. That's true.
Oh no, that's so crazy. I was watching this. Do you know who Sacha Baron Cohen is?
I
Like
don't know that. Sorry.
Borat. Have you ever heard of Borat
Yes,
before?
Bora, I know that.
He has this. Well, the guy who made it, Sacha Baron Cohen. I can't
Oh
say
yeah, yeah, I
Cohen.
know that. Sorry, I didn't hear it clearly. I know, I know.
Okay, sorry.
He's,
Can you hear
he's
me?
Jewish. I know
Okay.
he's super cool. Yeah.
He has this thing on. I think it's on HBO Max. I think it's like 2 years old. But he was talking, of course, to like ignorant white people, and and he had this guy. He was like, he was telling them something to the fact of how you get into the mind of spies or terrorists or something. Pretend like you're them. Pretend like you're a Chinese visitor, like you're a Chinese tourist. And so the guy was, so he was like, say things that are Chinese. And the guy was walking around like, oh, sushi, red, dragon, chopsticks. I was like,
Rice is rice.
I was like, what is happening? Like I was offended for all Asian people. I was like,
Oh, thank you. You are so nice.
I was like, that's insane. What is wrong with you? Like even like on the bare basics, you should know like Japanese is sushi. Like at least give us something. Like people trip me out with that. I don't know if you get that a lot where you are, but I live in the South, so who knows what kind of ignorance is up here. So you also, so you're in tech, you're in marketing. That's fun. I like to say I'm a marketing director for a nonprofit. How did you get into that?
I don't know. Like it's just I used to work in tech, but as a technology journalist. So I find out the money is not good enough. I mean, the people are interesting,
Yeah.
but I need to do something better. Like can afford my living in San Francisco.
So you're a journalist too?
Yeah, I was a journalist.
That is so cool. Where'd you go to college?
I went to college in China. So I then went to Stanford for graduate school, like in California.
Cool.
So then I just became a journalist, which means it's low pay, but the work was super cool because I talk with different kinds of interesting or boring people in tech. Yes. So yeah, that's kind of my boring story. It's just like studying, working. Yeah.
No, that's good stuff. People underestimate the power of intelligence. That is so cool. You're smart, Stanford.
Thank you. Oh thank you. My mom doesn't think so. Yeah. I hope she thinks I'm smart. No, she calls me a loser. Yeah.
What? I think
because I don't have a boyfriend. Because I don't have a boyfriend or husband or children. Like none of them.
No. Okay, maybe. Okay, she just means loser in love specifically, which is still not nice, but not like in general life, because it sounds to me like you're winning.
Thanks. Thank you.
You got a grad degree. You work. See, you're American now, so you're winning as far as we're concerned.
Oh my goodness. I need to talk with her tonight. I need to tell my mom. Someone says I'm winning. Yeah.
Your hair is together. You have your own place. You have a car.
Yes.
Okay.
My parents bought it for me.
That's okay. It's yours. You pay your own bills. Yeah.
I want a sugar daddy if I can find one, but I don't think like look at me like no, not good enough.
No, you could totally do it. You're so cute. Stop that. You could totally get a sugar daddy. You're overestimating people.
New Year resolution. New Year resolution.
Shoot, aren't we all? I had that conversation with one of my friends at least twice a year. I got to get somebody to do this. And the couple times that I've had the opportunity, I just couldn't make myself do it. Like the guy was just too weird. That's the problem, is that if you're going to have to sacrifice something. And I just couldn't. Like one guy, he had a house and stuff, and he was cool that I already had kids, but he also wanted kids, which was, I thought about it. My kids were a little bit younger, so I was like, maybe I could do that. But then he didn't want my kids to have video games or TV. And when I went to his house, he'd always put on PBS, which I like PBS, but like specific things. It's like not all day. Like he didn't have cable and he wanted me to be a housewife. And I'm like, and I'm going to be at home without cable? Are you insane? It's like, this is not going to work. Okay. And he wanted to hang out like during the week. And again, I'm working mom. You know what I mean? He had too many routines. And then this other one, we won't even get to him. Like my friend call, my friend calls him slave driver. I think she's like, she suspects that he was probably interested in me just because I'm Black, and he probably had some kind of weird interest. So I was
Okay.
like, okay,
Black fever, black fetish.
something. And it's weird. It's weird. And I was like, I thought about it, but I was like, I never saw his bank accounts. I don't know. I couldn't keep going. It's too strange. Hopefully you'll find one that's better.
Okay,
We'll
thank
find
you.
you a better one. There's got to be some out there in California. That's where the people are with the money.
If I cannot find a sugar daddy, I will just become a sugar mommy for other boys. You know.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my
Alright.
that's my ambition. That's my ambition.
Okay. You'll make that money and then you'll take care of them.
Yes.
They just
Yeah.
got to stay pretty for you. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure. I told my kids a few weeks ago, I think based on what's going on out there with single guys my age, I'm gonna have to be a cougar. So I just I don't I'm like, that's what I don't think so. Like movie star guys, as they get older, they still look good, but regular people, not so much.
You still look good. You will look good. You always look good. So we will
Oh,
all
you're
look
just
good.
sweet.
Yeah, yeah. You will become a cougar. I will become a hyena. So we
Uh,
will go
what is
separately for hunting.
define hyena?
Hyena is like whatever thing comes, I will eat.
No, oh my God, no, 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 don't take anything. You are accomplished and you are cute, so you can do
Oh,
way better than just whatever the hell pops up,
thank
for
you.
sure. And I don't say that to everybody.
Oh, wow.
Everybody is not cute. And I wouldn't say it if it wasn't true. Uh, you can ask any of my friends. I promise I won't. I'll be like, oh, you're so nice.
It
So you
depends on the people. Yeah. It depends on my mood. Like, I mean, good mood, I will be nice. Tomorrow, not sure.
totally get it. I always tell people I'm kind, but I'm not nice. Like I'll do nice things for people, but I'm not a nice person. Like not per se. So you do comedy, and how's that going? Like when did you start? How did you start? Why did you start?
I have been doing stand-up comedy for 2 years, including the pandemic area, like in English. Because previously I did comedy like in China, like all in Chinese. Yeah, I wish I could do like comedy in Chinese here, but nobody could understand me, right?
Somebody could. There's got to
Yes.
be a niche audience for there. Sure.
Yeah, there's a small audience there, but like most people, I want the white people understand, right? Like,
I get it, but
yeah.
sometimes you got to play to a different audience. That sounds exciting. Like that's what subtitles are for. How fun! Do you have video of that?
Yes, I have videos and I have my shows post on Instagram or Facebook like every week. So yeah, so normally I'll have like 1 to 2 shows and a couple of open mics every week.
I see you out and about on Instagram. That is so cool. You make me feel bad about myself. I'm like, I can't.
No,
I'm like, it's nighttime.
I'm gonna push you to do more comedy because we are comedy classmates, right?
Yeah, for sure. That was an interesting time. Do you have video of you doing comedy in Chinese?
Yes, I have one.
That is so cool. You should totally put that out if it's not already, or send me a link because I want to see it. I know I don't speak Chinese, but I feel like, I mean, I watch a lot of shows in different languages. I can watch it. I'm sure it's
Right?
hilarious. And did you feel like more comfortable, like getting your message across when you did it in Chinese?
Not really, because the Chinese are hard to please.
Oh,
I'm hard to please. I know that.
are you? Are there good? Is the comedy scene good in China?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
stand-up comedies become super, super popular in China today. And it's so easy to get famous. You do like, let's see, 1 year, you probably can become like a rock star there. It's
Oh my goodness.
crazy. I know, it's crazy.
I need to move to China. Is what you just got.
Yeah. Let's go back to China together.
For sure. I mean,
Yeah.
it could be a
You
good
know,
time.
people want me to go back to China. They yell at me, you know, on the street, go back to China. I'm like, I want to go back.
Oh no. They're racist.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, don't bump them. we're not gonna succumb to their nonsense. Oh no, I don't like that at all. We have to teach you to cuss them out real good if you don't already, because that's cuss out worthy. And tell me where the hell to go to, and tell you where to go. Go back to hell.
Love it, love it, love it.
That's so funny. And I know you have an organization that was really interesting to me. Is it called Laugh It Out Hub?
Yes, thank you for remembering it.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Not many people know about it because it's very young. We started this year, and last week we finished our first round of fundraising. So we raised about $5,000, all from people working at Google. Because my
Okay.
co-founder, she's working at Google. So that's somehow we did the first round, and we are going to use the money for content creating and also to start our pilot program and then to help more teenagers. So basically our philosophy is to bring in stand-up comedians to teach stand-up comedy and improvisation to underprivileged teenagers. Like currently it's in the Bay Area and through Zoom. And we want to, to let the children, let the teenagers to vent out their negative thoughts or emotions, so they will have better mental health. And we also work with some psychologists and to try to prove the concept from a scientific point of view. So basically that's what we are doing. And the most important thing is that there are so many rich people around me and I need their money. Yes.
Give Cathy your money. That is so good. That's so good. It was interesting to me because I was like scanning your Instagram, like, I don't know, whenever I friended you on Instagram like a few months ago, I was like, that looks really interesting to me because I told you earlier, I have a degree in psychology.
Yes.
I really care about, people's mental health. And then I have I'm actually in an MFT program. So I'm learning how to be a marriage and family therapist, which is, I got 2 papers due tonight. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. You go back to your homework.
I haven't have I this is my thing. I'm a last minute, like people ask me in job interviews, like, how do you handle like stress and deadlines? I'm like, man, I'm gonna get it. Like, stress is when I do it the best. I do the best during stress. If you let me be
Yeah,
too calm,
me
I'm probably not gonna
too.
make it.
I have a show tonight. I haven't finished the script yet.
Oh, like you're set?
Yeah, I have a storytelling show, and I
Mm.
think I still need another an hour or two to finish everything and to practice. So
Oh.
I'm last minute person. Seriously, I went to the park this morning to finish half of my script, and then later, right before the show, I'm gonna finish the other half.
What is the story about? Give me a preview since I'm not there.
Oh, because the theme is about Thanksgiving. But you know that I grew up in China. We don't
Yeah.
have roast turkeys. Turkeys are our best friends. We need to walk them twice a day, right?
What? Do y'all really have pet turkeys over there?
No, I was kidding.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I was like, is that indigenous to China?
because people always ask Chinese like, oh, you eat dogs. How can you eat dogs? Dogs are our best friends. Because I would say like, yeah, turkeys are our friends too, and you eat it at Thanksgiving.
Oh no. That is so funny. Who are these people going? I mean, I don't eat duck, but I know plenty of people that have eaten it. I went to a restaurant. I remember specifically going to a restaurant with my dad when I was little, and somebody offered him goat, and I was like, I don't eat extra animals. I wish I didn't eat
Oh,
any animals, but I keep doing it. But none of the extra ones.
okay. But they are delicious, I have to
But
say.
if to each their own is what I say.
Yeah.
I'm not adventurous, but other people can be adventurous. It's none of my business, especially if it's like a cultural thing. Like, that's just rude. You know what I mean? It's like, that's your culture. That's what, like, have you ever heard of the show Fear Factor?
A theory factor?
Fear Factor.
A fear factor. No, what's this about?
So it was this show that was popular, I want to say the early 2000s. Have you heard of Joe Rogan?
Of course.
Okay. He he used to host the show on MTV, called Fear Factor, where people would win money by doing things that they would be afraid of, like getting thrown from a plane or getting covered up in bugs or, almost, being drowned in some water or eating something unusual. And I remember them getting into some trouble before because then the things that they would eat that were unusual here,
Oh.
but not necessarily somewhere else. So some people were super offended because that's like a delicacy where I'm from. You know what I mean? So
Oh.
people have to be like really, just be nice.
Sensitive. Yeah, people can be sensitive. I
Yeah.
can totally understand that. Yeah, because I think like when I first came here for school, I was quite sensitive. Like whenever people talk about something about China, I was like, why do you talk about this? But now I feel like feel free to talk about anything. I'm okay. Like
Yeah.
it's like even if you ask me to go back to China, I will tell you like buy me a flight, right? It's yes, it's really I'm really open-minded now. It's like whatever you say, I know you're not telling the truth, so I don't care about it at all.
How did you deal with the whole, like, especially like in the wake of the pandemic, people are just like really hating on Asian people as if, it's just that was so stupid. It just takes one person to say something stupid for it to just like spread.
It's not stupid at all. Actually, last year there are over 10,000 cases across the US of anti-Asian just hatred.
Yeah.
It's just pure hatred. It's like it's not just about like I think the pandemic is a trigger. People say, oh, people call it, especially when the president call it China virus. Like everyone can call it, right? Because
Right.
like if the leader goes this way, like, everyone will follow. I think that's very stupid. And people just feel like, oh, we need to do something. And they just put all their negative emotions on the Asian, these ethnic groups.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why I started the Laugh It Out Hub with my friend. We want people to have a channel to vent out their negative emotions instead of just doing violence or, saying something stupid.
Yeah, just like
So
real ignorant racist. Like it's just people, as a black person, like I've only experienced that type of racism, like white people against me, until I was an adult. That's the first time like that I recognized it. Was when I was an adult, like some years ago at a school I worked at. But because I guess what they say, the advantage of being a light skinned person or something, or maybe I just didn't recognize it. I don't know. But when it happens to another group of people, because like the Latino people get it all the time, and Asian people have experienced that, like in history, just coming to America. They have the whole like MSG is the problem when that's just salt, which is stupid, and the Japanese internment camps, and it's just I just don't know why people just keep going with this ignorance when you know how bad it can be and how horrible it is. Like something in you has to know that this is just horrible. And I'm sorry for any, it's not going to be me, but I'm sorry for anything you had to go through in the last, couple years, especially with, ignorant American people,
I
ignorant other
think
American people.
it's about the whole human beings. Like people never learn any lessons from the history. Think about the Second World War. Think about the Holocaust. It's because the white people say, oh, we are better than the Jewish, than the other groups.
Yeah.
So the killing started. And after 60 years, 70 years later, like what did people learn? People still have this sense of superiority against the other groups. I'm
Right.
not saying that like just the Asian as a victim, because some Asians are also racist, right? Like I have to admit it, like I have racist friends. And it's just people feel like, oh, I have to show others our superiority by hurting their feelings. So I was
Right.
like, well, so what did you learn from those world wars with when millions of like people died and you didn't learn anything? And you are just repeating the history.
Yeah.
It's just like the saying goes, like the only thing human being learns from history is they didn't learn anything.
Basically, because they say if you don't know history, then you're doomed to repeat it. But it's like they just keep repeating it because I don't know. I guess the leftovers influence the new ones. So like it can't just die with a generation. Like they've bled onto somebody else, and now their grandchildren have a problem, and so now we got to deal with their grandkids. Just like,
Yeah,
come on
yeah,
now. And
yeah.
and with even in social media, sometimes this makes it worse when you think it would make it better because it could because it in a way kind of unites people in an interesting way. Like you and I are in two different thousands of miles away from each other, and we're having a conversation, and we can connect thousands of miles away, and you can connect to people in whole different countries and on continents, and and stuff like that. But sometimes that just makes people have a wider space to spread their stupidity. Like just a wide open space. Like, let me go spread it here too. I can't just be stupid at home. Everybody got to feel stupid.
Because I feel like people always say, oh, this is ours, this is yours. Like people will never say, all ours, all human beings are from the single planet, right? We are
Right.
just part of the oneness. So why do you care whether, oh, this is from my country, or this is from your country? So we have to be against each other. Well, the governments, they don't care about us, right? But like people, you could not be that stupid to feel like, oh, what's on the government level should be on the people's levels. Like the individual relationship is different from the international, the government relationship. And
Right.
many people didn't know that because the government kind of say, oh, you should be against this country, you should be against this group. Yeah, right. So I feel like, well, people should be smarter than the government. If you look at our politicians, not many of them are very smart. Seriously.
No, I live in Texas. Hello. I'm just waiting for somebody to roll the governor out. He get on my nerves. It doesn't get any. His friends are no better. So, and I'm like, who picked y'all? Like, what day was that? Was that not? Did I not vote? I was like, how did you get in here? They didn't ask me.
So
Yeah.
Jennifer, if one day you want to be a politician, like I will vote for you. At
Okay.
least you will be a smart one. Okay.
Same. I'll vote for you too. I don't think I could do it. It looks like a lot of work, honestly. And
You will never
it's
know. You will
and
never
it's
know.
and it looks very like dirty. And I'm not against lying for good reasons, but I I don't personally like to be a liar. And I just feel like a lot of people just, half of what they say is not true. And there has to be this mask. And if anybody knows me, they know I'm just like too much myself. So nobody's gonna vote for me. I'm too much me. I'll be like, I don't like that. And I'm gonna say it in that's one thing struggling with writing my papers tonight is I gotta sound smart. And that's one thing you gotta do. You don't have to be smart, but you gotta sound smart. And I'm the opposite. I might be smart, but when I say it, I want to say it very plain. I gotta smart it up. I gotta find some technical terms. But yeah, I don't know. I thought about politics briefly only because I was like, I need to be a change. But then I'm like, so much. They're not gonna. They're not gonna pick me. They're gonna pick that white dude for some reason. I don't know. America likes old white men. Old white men have to be in charge. It don't matter. That's how he got Biden and the other ones, except for Obama. They were like, I don't know how he slipped in. Probably because he brought an old white man with him. It's like they got to see.
But now we have an Asian female mayor of Boston. We have a woman there.
Okay.
We have a capable and smart woman there.
Okay, we're gonna sneak in. Maybe she can sneak on up. That would be cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll be alive for that presidency, but that would be cool to know that it happened.
Keep living, be alive.
You're so fun. What shows do you have coming up?
So tonight I have one show which is quite famous in San Francisco. It's called Crazy Funny Asians. You know the movie Crazy Rich Asians. So I think it's a funny version of that of that thing. Yeah, it's a show with probably 5 to 6 Asian comedians. Yeah, sometimes we invite other groups like Latino or African American or white,
Mhm.
but most of the time it's Asian because Asians are so rare, like especially Asian comedians, right? They
Right.
are like rare than pandas.
Yeah, especially like here. I know there are some, but they're not as famous, I guess. Or maybe they are and I'm just not paying attention. I don't know. I can only think of a few off the top of my head, and even then I feel bad because I don't know their names. Like I can see their face in my head and I don't know their names. I'm gonna go look it up on Netflix so I can stop being stupid, and I'm gonna post them somewhere. First thing came to my mind was Bowen Yang. I was like, Bowen Yang on SNL. There you go. And I was like, Joe Coy. I think he's Asian.
Yeah, he's super cool. I really love him. He's like super, super cool.
I know he's funny. And there's this guy who has like a bob haircut. Oh, I see him on a lot of stuff, like movies and things. And I can't, and I know I follow him on Instagram and I can't think his name. That's so
It's
sad.
okay. It's okay. It's hard to remember the names. Me too. Like
Margaret
all
Cho, obviously. I don't know why I immediately went to men. There's lots of women. It's like
Margaret
Margaret
Cho
Cho.
is great. Like Ali Wong is great.
Yes.
There are a bunch of very funny, Asian female comics.
Hmm.
Yeah, because actually, don't you feel like female comics are more funny than male comics?
In a lot of ways. I
Yeah.
think it depends on in a lot of ways. I know I like a lot of I like a lot of both. I could name like my like Queens of Comedy was this documentary with like documentary comedy show with like 4 or 5 famous black women. And if I was to put together my own Queens of Comedy, I know I could name a good 7 other black women besides them that I would put in there. So I know there are a lot of female comedians that I enjoy. I like when they don't have to, which is why I don't go to a lot of open mics. I like when they don't feel like they have to be dirty. It's not like I don't have dirty jokes because I do. That's what I started off with dirty jokes. But that was just who I was at that time. But it's like if I feel like a woman's being dirty just to be dirty, just to get attention, then it's not funny to me. I like you to be just like
Oh,
completely authentic, and I think it's hard to break into comedy as a woman, even though there's a lot of famous women out there. They're still not as big or as paid as as their male counterparts. Like we know who they are, but I know that they're not getting, Chris Rock check. You know what I mean? I know they're not Dave Dave Chappelle famous. Like we know who you are if you really want to. Like cuz like Kim Whitley, Sherry Shepherd, Leslie Jones, like there's a lot of people that I like, but I know they're probably not paid with their worth, which is sad.
yeah, that's everywhere.
Yeah.
That's how the world is running. It's like women are paid less than men. That's the way it is. So that's why we need to change it. That's why we need your podcast. You
Okay.
know, all women unite together, to fight against men.
And we need more funny Asian women out there, funny Asian people out there to get out because it's been like a renaissance or something recently, right? Like since Crazy Rich Asians, it's just been like everywhere you see like there's more Asian people getting, their recognition and getting the movies. Like what was that Shang-Chi?
Yeah,
Is that right?
Shang-Chi.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's a Marvel movie with like I don't know, say Simi Liu. I've never heard it pronounced before, but I follow him on Instagram and he's very attractive. Never heard his last name. I never heard his first name pronounced, but I know the last name is Liu.
Liu. Yeah. His last name is Liu. It's okay. It's okay. We need some time, to accept another culture, to understand another culture. So it's totally fine.
He's I just don't know how to say his do you know how to say his first name? I've never heard his first name pronounced.
Simu.
Simu?
Yeah, Liu.
Because it's Simi, right?
Simu.
Simu is
Yeah.
his first name. So I don't know. I have to look on Instagram. I was like, I know I follow him because he's on that Canadian show.
Yes.
Why that I've watched every single episode, and I don't know why it just left my brain because I just died.
No worries.
Oh my God, Kim's Convenience. Duh. My bad. I watch every episode. I just like that show, period. That's just a funny show. But one day
Yeah.
I remember looking up to see how many of the actors were actually Korean versus just some sort of Asian. So then I found out, I was like, okay, well, he's Chinese. Cool. The mom's Korean, the dad's Korean, the daughter's Korean. And then the best friend, he's half Korean and half, I want to say Chinese, but I might be lying. He's half Korean and half some other Asian type.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious because sometimes, when there's an Asian part, it's meant to be a Japanese person, but it could be anybody. Just like when a lot of people that play like Hispanic characters or Latino characters might actually be Greek or something, just because they have these dark features. It's very interesting how casting works. People are just now kind of in the last few years just being really insistent on if the character's gay, I want them to be gay. If the person's Chinese, I want them to be Chinese. If the person's from Mexico, at least give me Spain, give me something, versus just somebody with dark hair. So it's very interesting. Just I don't know why I googled that. That's just the kind of stuff I do. I don't know. I just was curious. Because I also read that there were some issues that people had after the show, people that were on the show, that felt like there were too many stereotypes, like Asian stereotypes that didn't really mesh with who they were as a person. And they were irritated with that, with the writing, that they try to stick too many Asian stereotypes. Do you get tired of that, like Asian stereotypes?
Yeah, because what I hate about stereotypes is that like none out of the 10 are totally BS, but one of them is true. It's like my driving.
Oh no.
Because I don't know why I'm super bad at driving. I don't think it's because I'm Asian. It's just because I get scared when I drive. And like you don't know how much money I spend on my driving like lessons. It's just over $2,000, I think, both in China and here. Yeah, now I drive. But I still get scared. And also whenever I drive, I have to pray to God, like seriously. Like I was like, I'll just please bless the drivers around me. Right.
Yeah.
Like
you could blame it on being a woman too, because apparently women can't drive.
So, no, that's another stereotype.
That's what they like to say. Women can't drive.
No, we don't do
know.
stereotype, Jennifer.
My son says I'm a good driver, but I'm the only one that drives them. So
you say I'm a good driver because I'm a woman. So I'm a good driver.
I can't parallel park, but I can get you there. You're gonna have to get out.
You need to learn parallel park if you want to move to San Francisco.
Okay. I'm gonna have to get somebody to drop me off, because anytime I have to go like downtown anything because they don't have adequate parking, I get somebody to drop me off. Jury duty, drop me off. I can't park on the street unless I can just go in like a regular parking space. Yeah, I'm not gonna make it. I will totally skip some things because the parking's not working. I'm like, well, I tried to come, but there wasn't any parking, so I had to go home. I'm not gonna struggle with this parking situation. They have in San Francisco, isn't there like some streets that are just like mountains, basically? Like it's just like
crazy. It's steep, so steep. Every time it's like up, down, up, down, up, down.
Oh, can you imagine driving a stick with that? I can't. Have you ever driven a car with a stick with the 5-speed?
No way, not for me. Okay. You give me that car, I don't want it.
It's a good skill to have. One of the cars I had was a 5-speed, and I'm glad I know how to do it now, but going up a hill was just like impossible. And like my car right now,
I learned that in China. I learned 5-speed. It's not that I wanted to learn the 5-speed car, like the manual car. It's because my friend told me, oh, the only two kinds of people who don't do manual car are either paralyzed or too old. So I was like, okay, I probably need to take the manual car test. So I learned the manual car. I know how to drive it, but I just forget about it. Like that's like 10 years ago. No more, please. I want autonomous driving. Okay, I want the autonomous driving car. There are so many. Like today, I saw a Google Waymo one. I was like, that's my car. That's my car.
So again, Elon Musk She needs to go out with you. I heard, he's got a kid, so you've already got a built-in kid.
Yeah,
And and
six.
then he got a built-in kid, and then him and Grimes broke up, so he's single right now, as far as I know.
You know that night, like when he like broke up, my mom called me immediately. You
Shut
have a
up.
chance now. Move to Texas. Yeah.
Yes, you just gotta just like glam it up one night and just pop up at somewhere. Where do people go? I don't know where people go in San Francisco. I only hear things. So I've never been to California yet, so I don't know what they got over there. But
You should
I know
come.
it's like
I'll be our host.
Nobu that's in LA, right? Nobu is where rich people go.
Oh, Malibu. Right.
Malibu.
Yeah.
Go to some restaurant where people go on TMZ,
Oh,
and then just
yeah.
be
There are
there.
so many restaurants. There are so many restaurants in San Francisco. Like my friend told me, if one night all San Francisco residents go to dinner at a restaurant, the restaurant won't all be filled in.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, there's that many restaurants. That sounds exciting. What's your favorite? So we can tell
I
Elon.
like Vietnamese food. I like pho and summer rolls. I also like sushi, ramen, and also Mediterranean, like Italian, like yeah, and also Thai. But they say like Thai food is the most widely accepted food like in the world.
I've never had Thai food.
Oh, you
Okay.
should come. You should come. I will take you to Thai food. We will have Thai food. Yeah, it's a
Okay.
deal. Yeah.
I've seen people on TV eat it. They're like, we're gonna order Thai, and I'm like, okay. Thai and Indian and stuff. And I've seen people on TV do it. I've never had it. There's an
We
Indian
will have
restaurant
it.
not that
No
far away
worries.
from me, but
We will have it. We will have it.
I haven't been that. I tried to make pho or pho. I think it's how you say it.
But I think the right is pho. I was just called pho.
Americans say pho, but I think it's pho. I dated a Vietnamese dude for like a hot second. He was a friend of mine, and I'm a weird person. I don't know now because I've been single for a long time, but at the time, I tend to absorb what the guy is into. And it's not necessarily that he was into Vietnamese food, but he was Vietnamese. So I decided to cook him some. But I don't think it was fully authentic because I think the meat has to be kind of raw, sort of, and then the hot water cooks it. And I wasn't that brave. I was like, no, I'm gonna cook this, and then we'll do it. But that was my foray into pho some years ago. I went to a Vietnamese market, bought the stuff, and then I was like, but I'm gonna cook this chicken now. I can't experiment that far. That is so. But Thai food, I will try it. I'll try it one day, or I'll wait until I go to California and try it.
Nice.
Okay. Well, you want to throw a restaurant out there for Elon to meet you at?
Yeah, I will ask
or where
him
your
what
show
to
is
do.
tonight?
Yes, that's a nice place.
He can come see you. Or where do you frequent? Because this won't come out till December. So where's a place that you frequent to perform that people can see you a lot at? So even though this, might come out in a few weeks, they'll probably be able to look up the place and be like, oh, there's Cathy Zhao. And Elon's be like, I know where I need to go tonight.
I in San Francisco, I normally perform at Neck of the Woods, in Sunset District, and also I perform a lot at Tommy T Comedy Club. It's in Pleasanton. So basically, I go everywhere. I can drive like 2 hours to go to a nowhere place to perform. And that was really unimaginable, like probably 5 years ago, let's say like 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I didn't even dare to drive to San Francisco. I was like, San Francisco, not my city, no.
Yeah.
But then I moved in here and I was like, oh yeah, the city can offer me so much. Like it's just so many things to do in the city.
It looks nice on TV. I hear good things. I have a friend that lives in somewhere in the Bay Area, somewhere in that area.
Yeah.
And I've looked for jobs out there, so I was like, I'm gonna have to find a job out there.
Come to San Francisco. Yeah. Like,
you
remember the song like if you're going to San Francisco. Yeah, I'll prepare some flowers to you. Yeah.
Look at you and you're singing and everything. Multi-talented, Elon. Can you cook?
Oh.
Can you cook? So she's
I
funny.
I can if I want.
She's funny. She can cook. She's single. She doesn't have any kids. So nice, you can take her out and spend
And I
time
have
with
my
her
own
before you lock her down.
401k.
She's got a 401k. She's got a job. She went to Stanford. That's a top school here in America. So maybe around the world. I don't really know. Showing my ignorance again. But that's a top school as far as I know. She's got a car. She can drive a 5-speed. She's got a nice smile. Doesn't have crooked teeth. That's fantastic. She can see. She's got glasses. Her mom already approves. So if
And
anybody wants
Jennifer is her friend.
yes, she is my friend. So I totally recommend Cathy Zhao. So if Elon Musk or some other super amazing, preferably wealthy tech person, you can do whatever job you want to date Cathy Zhao, I will put her information out there on my website, www.abiggirlsguide.com, also on Instagram and Facebook, so you'll be able to find Cathy.
Thank you, Jennifer. You are a great matchmaker. I will give you a commission if someone get in touch with me.
And that will be my new career. I will be a matchmaker. I'll just interview people and be like, tell me about yourself. What's your favorite color, Cathy?
My favorite color is blue. It's like deep blue, like ocean blue.
Okay. And what's your favorite thing to cook?
Curry, whatever. Curry beef, curry chicken, curry fish, whatever with curry.
Something with curry. She's got international cuisine. Awesome. Okay. What's next in your Netflix queue?
I'm waiting for Emily in Paris.
Okay. What's the last thing you watched?
Squid Games.
Awesome. That was fantastic. My kids and I watched that. I had to catch up on it. My kids watched it the whole way through, but I got sleepy about 3:00 in the morning. I had to go. So I watched the last 2 episodes the next day, but they watched it straight through and they were like, oh, and I was like, don't tell me. I don't think the marble episode, I didn't see every bit of it. That's when I was kind of falling asleep in the chair on. But then I was like, I think when I woke up, it was like near the end of it. So I got the end of it. And I was like, I got the gist. I'm not going to rewatch the whole episode. But that was fantastic. Another, thing where Asian people came over here and just like blew it up. They're like, look what you're missing. So Cathy watches, she's fun. She watches Squid Game, so she's not afraid of, action. She likes good action, comedy. Emily in Paris sounds romantic, maybe. She's got the romance.
It sounds stupid, but I love to watch some stupid things.
I watch Lifetime movies every day. So, and I'm looking forward to watching The Real Housewives of something later today. So, whatever. We like what we like. She's got good hair. I can't see your full outfit, but I feel like it's fashionable. I was like, what else? What's your sign?
Cancer.
Cancer. That's a good one. So your birthday is what? July? June?
June.
June. Okay. June. My oldest son is a Cancer. His birthday's in July. It's good people. They're very sweet, caring people. Good friends.
I don't mind if you want to feed me or give me money. Like you feed your son.
She will take whatever you want to give her. Food, money,
hugs. And also you must have Netflix, because all my Netflix shows, I watch them with my friend's account.
Okay. Must have Netflix account. That's the title of your dating profile now. You have to change it to must have Netflix account, because I need your password.
Yes.
Who doesn't? I don't know. Who doesn't have to know somebody with Netflix? Like, you have Netflix and I have HBO Max. Now we both have it.
Nice.
That's how it works. All right. So your big girl rule was big girl rule number 186. Keep your cool. And I wrote them. Isn't that sad? What is it? Keep Keep your cool and let me look. Keeping your cool and going with the flow. See, that's what we're doing right now. And so your big girl rule 186, don't stress out. Life never goes as planned.
No,
Much like this interview, because I'm sticking
right.
this in. Oh, yay,
Yeah.
editing. So why did you pick that rule?
Because I feel like based on my own experience, I find out you cannot plan your life. Because I was trying to plan my life and I did achieve things I wanted, but then I found it was not fun at all. Like doing stand-up comedy is totally out of imagination, like 5 years ago or like 10 years ago when I was in China. I thought I would become, like a successful, like professional woman,
You are
like
though.
working on the Wall Street or, like that time. But then I find out I have so many friends working that way. I don't think they are very happy.
Mhm.
Actually, many of them are very depressed. So
Yeah,
I was like, yeah, why do I need to plan my life based on others' experience, right? I want
right,
to do something like just totally on my own to make myself feel good and also to make other people like feel good. Like doing stand-up comedy is like whenever I bring laughter to them, they feel better and I feel better. So that's why I feel like you can plan a little bit, but don't plan too much because life is so unpredictable, right? It's
right,
you cannot predict everything. And
right,
all you need to do is to enjoy it. Like maybe 90% of your life is totally BS or miserable things, but there's still 10% that will make you survive. That's something you can hold on and keep going, right? So that's just my advice.
I love it. Thank you for
Thank
contributing a
you.
big girl rule, for contributing to the big girl rule, making the big girl rule even better. Yay. Thank you so much, Cathy.
There's still 10% that will make you survive.